Hello, Doug Murin here. Going to just take a quick moment to sort of amplify what's in your notes here on this page. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Very few people do, so I'm going to make it quick. We are gathering leaders for Vista Church Network. What we're about is we are an organization, a concept, and an expedition. That's how we view ourselves: an organization, concept, and expedition. Our assignment is to broaden the bandwidth of gathering churches in America. We are not better than conventional churches. We have no complaint about churches, Christian churches, except that it's too narrow bandwidth for today. We've discovered 5 ways beyond conventional churches that are simple, that we believe different people are drawn to as leaders and people. We probably could have picked out just one of them, but we chose 5 because we feel the nature of innovation and creativity is you can cross-learn and cross-fertilize each other. So, in building our band, we have developed what we call a modified conventional church, which basically means you gather for public worship once a month, followed by 2 weeks of being with your family on Sunday morning. We've got some curriculum for what we call Christian Sabbath, and here's the point behind that. We feel the church has taken from the family, 1, the responsibility, and 2, the great joy and opportunity to be the primary spiritual center of the family. We've done all our research, and most Christians today only go to church 1 Sunday a month anyway. And we've asked duns. 1/3 U.S. population have left church, and they really said an interesting thing. The thing they wanted most was just to eat together. I mean, how do you put that together? And we've seen this pattern develop where people love coming out once a month. Next 2 weeks, we've got the family thing. We also have studies in coffee shops. We've got webinar interactions. In fact, one of our ones is advanced theology for those who would want to just have advanced theology and grow. The 4th week of every month is going to be an exciting one. It's a party. At this, we eat together. We have a great party. Bring in the mariachi bands, comedian, and we have some testimonies. But part of it, we're also including a video visit from a famous Christian or any Christian from around the world, be it Thailand or Mexico or Germany, and we get to hear what Jesus is doing with them. So that's that week, and then every quarter there's 1 5th Sunday, and that we're going to turn into prayer for our nation, for our families. We're going to pray for the healing of sick people. So that's the outline of that church. Now, we need leaders, and we need people to help us do it. It's quite a bit different than what most are used to. Probably people who are not in church right now are going to like it the most. So, if you're looking at Vista, we will help you learn to do that. Whatever level you're at, we will help you. We will work with you. I will coach you. That's what it's about. Of course, we're not going to have 100,000 people doing these. In fact, we may just have 3 or 4 people doing these kind of things till we figure out how to expand that. Okay? Now, quickly, I want to talk to you about a second part of this, and we call it ministry points or preaching points. The early Methodists did this. They had evangelist type people who organized themselves for specific outreach and care for their communities that grew into sometimes conventional churches. One of the things that we've done is we've developed an assessment piece, and I'll help you. We will help you in training groups find which kind of preaching point you're best suited for. And we may find you're not at all, that maybe you belong in a conventional church or you belong in this, but you at least will have a way to begin thinking and be creative on your own. Let me quickly just describe one of these that we've worked with. A group did some research and discovered that ages 4 to 14 were the ages where people were most likely to receive Jesus. Okay, they got together, I think it was about 6 to 8 of them, and they went to the project and they started a church for people 4 to 14, and the nursery was actually parents. The city got so enthused by what was happening, they gave them a $30,000 grant and the use of a building, a community center. I still made them stop after 2 years because we feel these preaching points are made of people here. If you're like this is for you, are very intense. They think the rest of the church is unspiritual and uncommitted. And you have a tendency to put just too much energy into stuff. So I say 2 years. And then after 2 years, maybe more for something else, or maybe you actually create a conventional church. Who knows? But it's a preaching point. We're going to teach you how to do that. We're going to help you find a slot that's where. Another group focused in on helping schizophrenic people on the streets. We got 6 to 8 of them. Another group marked off a 4-block area in their city and committed with about 8 people, and it continued to grow, to Christianize this area in 2 years. We help them do it. We help you figure it out. And so there's a myriad of things you can do. But no, this isn't about sitting around a room eating popcorn, studying the Bible. We can't afford that. We need to reach people and yet have fun at it. And if you only want to do it once every 2 months, or maybe you can only help people on the streets once every other month, that's okay. You find your range and you live with it, and we'll help you. That's what it's about. And one other model is this. I had 1,800 people actually doing this for about a 7-year period in Seattle. One of the gentlemen came to me was an attorney, and he felt called to the ministry. I said, don't go into ministry, because you make a great salary. I mean, the guy was a 6-figure guy, multiple. And I said, he wanted to go to seminary and all that. I said, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Stay a lawyer and go pray and ask the Holy Spirit how you're supposed to express what you're doing. Well, he came back to me in a few weeks, and he said, I think I'm supposed to do a Wednesday church right downtown. I said, that's remarkable. That's it. Let me give you some pointers about how to bring a group together. And that's what we'll do with Vista. You may be that guy. And for several years, he had 150 people, which is twice the size of your average church in America. Many gathered on Wednesday, and many received Christ, and a wonderful witness was developed. That's an unconventional church, but that is a church. Our goal is to facilitate and encourage that kind of thing. We also know when they're over. Some people need help. Say, okay, the Holy Spirit has ceased this, so let's help you transition out of it and back into what you see to do. Those are just 2 of our targets. I think you can see how easily they go together. We also talk about online churches, affinity groups, and such. We'll get to those later. Those are great. We are wanting to see many women leaders, and we want to see some, even teenage leaders. And retired baby boomers are very needed. So step in here, contact me. And the email is there on your sheet or page or Facebook. I think you could be part of this. And you don't have to have a lot of skill. We will train and help you. I think you can see how they all go together, and it's really quite simple. It's just a different way of looking at it. God bless.